popular protests, yes, no one actually, we come back to the white card issue, like no one would expect there would be mass popular protests in April of 2013, right? In May 30th, it was just organic movement that people start protesting some environmental issues, and it transformed into like a large societal, like a large public protest against the regime at that point. And no one expected that. No one knew that was coming. So it was very, it wasn't on the, in the scenarios for many people, but it mobilized a lot of people. It mobilized, I think maybe the most important thing is it mobilized secular, liberal, and democratic youth in the country, which had problems in seeing some representation at the party politics level. And still that mismatch still stands there. So I think it's still like people from the government circles or even the opposition circles undermine the Gezi protests in the country, but I fully disagree. If there will be a change one day in Turkish politics, it will happen due to Gezi protests, because Gezi protests united these people. The problem was the inefficiency and the missed opportunity here from the parliamentary politics level. The party politics wasn't able to transform this popular protest into like a political change. So that's why my point would be, there may be popular protests, but they're not sufficient if you cannot have a political engine within the democratic means that you can push this change in the democratic level. So I think this is a major difference. International pressures. Right, I mean, no one is happy with the Erdogan government in the US, in Washington, in Brussels, but basically all the governments or all the international actors look at the issue from the transactional level. So short-term is transactional. The great example is the European Union agreement with Turkey. So all the values of European Union are totally forgotten, and you just make a deal with Ankara that lets people to move. So that's why I don't really. If there will be a change in Turkey, it must happen on the grassroots level, from the people of Turkey should trigger it, and of course, yes, there will be need for international support for it, but it should be at the democratic level. I end my remarks saying one thing. So, if you talk about Turkey to these days, you have this pessimistic and very depressive spirit in everyone. When you write something, you see all about the indices where Turkey stands, and the democracy indices, the freedom of press, and all this. Yes, and Turkey stands in the very bottom of the list in every possible list that made by objective groups. But I mean, even though I'm a secular leftist person, I grew up not liking ninth president of Turkey, Süleyman Demirel. I mean, he was a scapegoat for Turkish leftist circles in the country. We never liked him, but we always blame him for many wrong things in the country. But he said something to someone I know very well. He said, that person was complaining about Turkey and where Turkey goes and gonna collapse because of this and that. And he said, with his original authentic speaking, which I'm not gonna replicate here, but basically he said, don't worry about Turkey. Turkey will find always its path. Just worry about causing that problem for Turkey. So the Turkish future is bright, but there is a need for political change and political mobilization. And people who will do that will be the democratic, secular, and liberal opposition in the country. Thank you.